All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this YouTube channel. The channel is Synergy TV and the show is Tapes and Reels. What we do on Tapes and Reels is we review music and movies. And today, we're going to be reviewing a very interesting and exciting movie, a Nigerian movie. The title of the movie is Afamefuna, the Nwa Boy story. After seeing the movie trailer, you would want to watch the movie. But before we continue, please go down and subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, increase the likes, increase the sharing, increase the comments. All right, let's delve straight into the movie. My name remains Nedu Mazio Dogu, and I have here with me the only queen of the airwaves.
Okay.
Oh, are you the queen of the airwaves?
No, I'm not the
Black
queen
Diamond.
I'm Black Diamond. Yes.
Oh.
And the radio diva. So it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, let's delve straight into the discussion of the day.
Okay.
Afamefuna, the Nwa Boy story. Well, while I was growing up, there's that word boy. If you refer to a young boy as boy, that means it's an apprentice learning a trade or learning a skill for 6 years to become a boss of his own. And the modus operandi is that after 6 years, your boss at your oga will settle you with a particular amount of money to start up your own business. So you are living with him, in quotes, as a houseboy, in quotes, because you are doing house chores, you're going to shop every day, you're cleaning the house, washing your gas car, washing your gas clothes, going to the same church. You can't just decide to go to your own church. No,
do things differently.
You can't just do things. Some take those boys as their own child, while some actually see them as who they are. They are coming to learn and all that. And this movie depicts the whole story of Afamefuna. And the meaning of that name, Afamefuna.
What does it mean?
My name will not get lost.
Oh, wow.
Afamefuna. May my name not get lost.
Amen. And myself.
Yes, of course. All right. First of all, let's look at the characters in the movie. Stanze, Alex Ekubo, Kanayo.
Oh, well, Kanayo has been a veteran quite some time, and I wasn't so surprised because he has always delivered, and he's someone who, anytime you give him a role, definitely is going to deliver. It's going to, beyond your own expectation.
Yeah.
The person that surprised me is the Alex?
Olu.
Olu surprised me because I've always been seeing him as a funky guy who, yes, the lover boy kind of vibe thing he used to give in movies. But this time around, although still a lover boy, but the fact that he was jealous, that jealousy could portray very well. And I love that about him. And then for Stan, in a way, I think he could actually relate more to it.
Okay.
And for him, I haven't watched much of his movie, like probably little of him, probably one or two, but seeing him in action, well, I think I realized the reason why Blessing actually fell in love with him. But he's an exceptional actor, I must really say. And even the wife, his wife in the movie, the lady tried her best, although I could pick some little thing out of her acting, but still she gave her best.
Okay, what are those things that you picked?
Okay, I really cannot say what I picked precisely, but she didn't give me the full best that I was expecting. Like, the lover girl thing she gave me with emotions, but then there's still this thing I need her to portray. I really cannot lay my finger on it. I'm not an actress myself. Probably if I try it, but then there's just something missing. A little thing.
The lover girl part wasn't well depicted.
Well, in a way, for me, it wasn't, especially with because she does more organs than.
Oh, you were expecting kissing.
No, not the kissing aspect, but there's a way you be when you're with your lover, although it's acting, but you really cannot get the full 100% emotions and actions you really want out of that person. But still, she gave her best. Let me compliment, because I'm not really sure I can give half of what she did.
Well, you can't say so. Once you are in her shoes or they put you on set,
then I start crying.
You might Well, the tears part is something that a lot of people have found difficult to express and to do. Well, still talking about characters. The ones or the characters that I love most are the younger those younger boys. Those guys are actually the upcoming guys in the Nollywood industry, and they actually portrayed the role well. Then talking about Polo again, that's Alex Ekobo. The particular scene I loved most was that office scene with Afamefuna, where he went to challenge him to get another 10 million naira.
Oh, you call it challenge? I'll say it's a threat.
Threaten him, okay? That scene was like the best, my best scene in the movie. And maybe when the twist, when Oga wanted to settle Afamefuna, thinking
I love that
Polo
part.
will be settled. Oh my God.
I love that part. That part got to me because I actually thought it was Polo's time to go.
Exactly.
Okay? But then when the whole thing just turned around and see, I even thought it was his parent that died. Probably his mom died or something was the reason why the relatives were there. Until, okay, bring the cola nut. We're like, okay.
No, sincerely, if you, well,
I like that part there. The way they twisted it, it was not what we expected. For someone like me, I thought it was probably someone died and they need to come and call him to go back home. And then
as he said, Auntie, I knew what it was immediately.
Nah, I never knew. Probably because you are Igbo.
Exactly.
And mine was in my head was like,
I
okay,
knew
what happened to his mom?
When I saw them, when he was like, Auntie, what are you doing here? I said, yay! Are you kidding me? So the whole twist and everything, and his Oga told him to bring out the drink and bring out the cola nuts for him to bless him. And in fact, I just love the whole idea of the depiction of culture.
Yes, I
in
love
the
that
movie. Cola nuts and gin, these two mixtures, they have a strong significance in Igbo culture in terms of blessing the younger ones, or blessing a couple, or blessing people.
This is actually an eye opener to, let's say, the other religion, the other culture, because for someone like me, I could actually learn some few things out of the movie, like, oh, really, this is how it's done. And especially when I saw them all in a room, sleeping on a bunk, they eat together, and I'm like, oh, really? So this is how they do it. And I thought, okay, you go to the house, you probably give them one of a room, and then this person acts as your child or something. But it's something. It's a new view of the Igbo culture. And again, earlier you talked about the boy thing. So the boy, to me, you know, if you're going to call someone boy, I'm like, nah, that's disrespectful. Why are you going to call someone boy? But then knowing that boy is a reference to the fact that you're an apprentice from that someone, that's just an eye opener for me.
Okay. Then again, I think we should look at the quality in terms of picture quality, sound quality. Well, I think I don't know whether the movie is on Netflix. I'm not sure yet. But to me, I think it's a Netflix standard kind of movie. In terms of the picture quality, there are some movies you watch on YouTube, especially all these YouTube Nollywood movies, and it's just a normal camera. Nollywood has grown to that stage where we don't use normal, for those who are into cameras, DSLR cameras. We've passed that stage. A lot of people have gone to Red, Ari, God, Alexa, long cameras that's worth millions of naira. So I'm very sure those are the kind of cameras that was used in the movie, and the crew members also really did well. And the way they control the crowd in the market. You know, there are some those old Nollywood movies you watch.
You see people actually,
you see crowd gathered, but the way they were able to control the crowd, and it didn't show as if it was actually a movie scene. It was natural.
Talking about the market scene, one thing I like about it was the fact that probably they used a drone to show when the goods was being brought in. That moment there, I was like, okay, for them to be able to actually capture the fact that, okay, Afamefuna was able to secure the goods coming in for them, and they were able to show that, yes, these goods had actually landed. You know, my container don't land.
Making is technical. For one particular scene, you can shoot it up to more than 5 times.
Oh, wow.
Take one from this angle, from this angle, from this angle. It takes sincerely, takes a lot of work. In terms of the casting, we've talked about it, the choice of casting. I just like you rightly said, I never thought Alex Ekobo could carry out that role as a boy. Big ups to everyone, and the chief himself, Kanayo, who was just rendering the line. I saw an interview. They gave him the script in English,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
The where he was narrating it, they gave him in English, and he was transcribing.
Wow.
So that's how good he is.
Well, I said he's a veteran, and much respect to him. The fact that I could still be relevant in the industry and still be respected, that's something that has to be honored every time and every single day.
Another thing I find remarkable about Kanayo is the fact that he's not just respected in Nollywood, but among content creators.
Exactly.
When Nasboy did the promotion of his new song, see Kanayo now. And it just boils down to the fact that even as a veteran, you still have to come down to the newer generations and blend in and do whatever they do, because they are the rave of the moment. If you don't blend in, you'll be left behind. And it's really great the way he's tapping into it.
Oh, well, we have to talk about apricot. That apricot is something I learned, and I kept saying it to myself, apricot, okay, even though I miss the pronunciation sometimes. But that apricot is, in Yoruba land, if you go to learn tailoring, there's a way to do it that at the end of the day you say you're doing freedom. So the apricot is more or less looks like, okay, you're doing freedom, but this freedom is not that you're getting Oga things. Oga is actually the one establishing you. You're having millions, you're having a shop well equipped, you can come and pick goods from Oga at the same time.
Well, will I call it apricot?
But he called it apricot at the time.
Okay, the scene where they used the word apricot was when I can't really remember, is it Silas or so? One of the boys sold something to someone. Let's say, for example, the goods is 5,000 naira, and he sold it for 10,000 naira.
Yes, you have to be brilliant, like very intelligent with the way you had to it, such that it does not chase the customer away, but you still have something to put in your pocket.
Doesn't add anything. And it was like, madam, you mean? So what Afamefuna would do is that they will sell at the normal price, give Oga then Oga come down to tell him that, you see, apricot is not bad. Some people call it Nzama.
I get it. It's apricot. That's it.
Some people call it Nzama. Some people call it apricot. Some people call it. There are many names they give to it. Baranda.
I never knew that was legit for Igbo land.
It's legit.
Because at some point in time, I used to think of it like, okay, if you sell higher for Oga, would you give everything to Oga at the end of the day?
No, Oga has his price.
That was what eventually shocked me. Like, oh, really? Now that I know, anytime I enter anybody's shop and then they give me high price, I'm going to tell you, Oga, apricot, I know about it. Give me normal price.
I did it now in my mom's shop.
Oh.
This stuff is sold for 2,000 naira. And she was okay, it's 2,000 naira, but if the customer bargains, you can sell it for 1,900, or if you add extra profits, 2,100, 2,200. But if I sell it for 2,500, I know my game there. I know my own. It's called Baranda, Nzama, apricot.
Oh wow.
So you get to a stage as a boy where you have to. It's not everything Oga will buy for you. Oga cannot keep on buying soap and everything for you.
Yes.
You have to show that you are you don't come Lagos now. You don't enter Lagos.
I don't
no be bicycle you take come Lagos. You didn't come to Lagos. There are a lot of things they will say to you in Lagos. I know come Lagos, come Bridge. Just to open your eye and to be smart in business. And still talking about this boy story, someone like Cosmos Maduka, Mr. Cosmos Maduka, the CEO of Coscharis Limited, is someone who experienced this boy and apprenticeship becoming a businessman. And look at him today. Every day on Facebook, he shares his story. He shares insights on how to be great. And he says, give a graduate 1 million naira, give a graduate, give a boy 500,000 naira. Based on the experience, the street smartness he has, based on the calculative insight he got from his Oga. He has been taught how to multiply that 500,000 naira.
I think Kanayo actually said it at some point that this is beyond the theoretical aspect of what you've been taught. This is actually the practical aspect where you put it to practice, and then you get the experience from everything you see and everything you do daily.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it is. And I like that. I would a lot of people advocating that this apprenticeship scheme should not be scrapped totally, because most of young boys from the villages with primary education and secondary education, they just want to rush to the university. No, university is not bad, but even as a person, have a skill. I know people who are photographers, but they have to go and learn under one guy to learn how to sell photography equipment or stuff like that.
But I don't know how possible this is. Is it possible? Because looking at it, I think it's something that can be incorporated into NYC. Like, you just imagine going for NYC. You're not going to just teach in a school, and at the end of the day, you start looking for a job. What if people are being sent to people's shops? Go here and do that. Go and do boy or go and do girl.
Alongside your NYC.
Exactly, alongside your NYC.
Well, that's why we have this side program in camp.
Now, Said, I know there's Said, but imagine having that boy thing, that boyship scheme.
It takes years.
It takes years, but if someone wants to stay in, imagine that happening. You know, we might probably have people that want to stay there for like years and say, okay, let me just learn. Because this thing, I think, is peculiar to the Igbo culture.
Yeah.
Now, imagine a Yoruba man would not want to do that. Because at the end of the day, you're releasing money, and releasing money is not very easy. So now imagine this being something that is official, something that the government backs, and something that we eventually develop the youth. Now imagine having as much of that spread around for youth in Nigeria. It becomes an initiative that eventually develops us. Because Kanaya said it, if you go to a place and you don't see an Igbo man there, that place is probably not succeeding also. He mentioned it, and I was like, that's something.
No, it's actually true.
That's
in
important.
Every nation of the world you go to, you'll definitely find an Igbo man.
And it's not just him who said it, because I've once been to a shop, and the man, I don't know the man's tribe, and he made mention of the same thing, because he said there's a place where he brings in goods, but he always tried to look around for where an Igbo man stays or sells. So he gets around that area. So for people to actually have that notion still being said in a film, that this is really important and it's a fact.
It's the truth. Where I served in a village, and it's still in the village. The health center is owned by an Igbo person. The popular beer parlor is owned by an Igbo person. The popular shop is owned by the popular chemist in a village is owned by an Igbo person. So it's just that even if you go as an Igbo person and you don't find an Igbo person, they will start themselves. They will start up something themselves.
They look around to find something.
Doing. It's just like what we learned in entrepreneurship and all. It's just about providing solutions where there's a problem. You go to a place, there's a problem, find a solution to that problem, and thereby enriching yourselves. I think that's just, we don't take no for an answer. We don't see impossibility in anything. And well, I wouldn't say it's limited to the Igbo man. I think it's a Nigerian thing generally.
Yeah, it's a Nigerian thing.
But more of the Igbo.
Yeah.
But this apprenticeship thing, you are saying that we should incorporate it. Will the apprentice live in the person's house? Will he wash cars? Will he do all those things?
Okay. Well, since it's something
because that is what is involved to teach you humility.
Yeah, it has to be involved. It has to be practiced also. Okay, there was a program. I don't know if I can digress. There's a program I did. We call it VSOICS.
Okay.
It's like you bring in a Nigerian and a British person.
Okay.
Then they stay in someone's house. This is not someone you know. They can just appoint you to someone's house in one area in that state that you don't know. You stay with them for 3 months. So in the course of that 3 months, they'll be the one to feed you. They can do whatever they want with you. So long you're staying with them, you're performing your duty as their child for that 3 months. Now, that's an initiative. So if we can have something like that done, it was done back then, and it was successful. I got a host parent through that means, because anytime I see my host parent, I call them my host parent. So now imagine having that done for 3 months. And why can't we have this done for 1 year? It's just for the government to release funds to this family, take care of these people, make sure they're fine, make sure they eat 3 meals in a day, and then it becomes an initiative by the government. Official.
And if they discipline them, what of that part?
If they what?
If they do something wrong, you discipline
them. If they do not listen,
what I mean
them to the government.
No. What I mean discipline, corporal punishment.
Oh well, that one nah.
This is what they go through. These boys. What I mean corporal punishment, they are flogged.
We are in a country, or we're getting to this generation where you actually do not flog children again.
Not as a boy.
Well, as a boy, this one is going to be like developed boy.
Well, talking about developed boy, I saw some people who wanted to learn a particular trade. Let's say spare parts. They wanted to learn it actually by themselves, and they didn't want to live with their ogas. They wanted to be coming from their homes. So they had to pay the oga to learn.
Oh.
That is actually what we see these days. But if you want to be an apprentice, a boy, you won't pay. You have to stay. You'll be given an ID card. That's from so time to so time, you undergo a apprenticeship, minimum of 5 or 6 years, depending. So that's the actually how it goes. Then after those years, your guy will open a shop for you, stock it, and maybe give you an amount of money. Even in fact, to some guys go to the extent of marrying a woman for the guy.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay. I like
yes,
that.
sincerely. That's the good one. So then we have the bad orgas. That they'll see how good you are and they'll find a way to rope you with a particular thing that maybe you stole or you did something. I've seen that a
There has to
lot.
be a bad egg anyway.
I have seen that a lot, but still, the truth always surfaces. So it's just, and we've seen those boys who are actually thieves. Maybe in their 4th year, 3rd year, they will start siphoning money or stealing goods and selling, and they will just their journey will just be cut short. And you will start comparing them with those that actually did well. You will hear some of those boys, they can't speak good English, but if you see the amount of money they're controlling. So I think we've digressed too much on this.
Yes, we have.
I think we should we talk about the love story?
That love story. That's why I said this lady, she's very greedy. That Afamefuna. Okay, Afamefuna is why.
Why am I? It's been long I saw the movie.
She is greedy. Why? Because you loved someone, but then you want to be treated good by the other, and then you have to leave the other because, oh God, women.
Fear yourselves. Fear women.
Oh goodness, because it was very obvious. Even the father knew that Afamefuna loves the girl. So I don't know why she had to go for. And it was very obvious that Paulo was duping you. Paulo will tell you to bring money, bring 1 million, bring this, bring that. And at the end of the day, you keep crying. You still cry in the arms of this guy, and yet you did not give him a chance.
It depends on what Paulo was telling her.
No matter what, well, it depends on what women. We go by words, but still, there are times when. Well, at some point in time, you get smart and then you realize, no, this person actually loves me, but this person has been using me. I didn't mean he wasn't using her. He should have been like, oh, okay, probably it's going to change. I'll come back to her. But it was very glaring that this guy duped you. This guy made you take money from your father, and you know your father ate stealing. And yet you went ahead to do what your father hated because of a man.
I think the lesson from that part is just to avoid greed. Because right from time, Paulo has always been greedy.
Very greedy.
Paulo was the one who taught Afamefuna how to maneuver the streets and all that right from the beginning.
Yes.
When some group of people came to meet Oga Odogu about a particular business, based on his experience, he saw that this business will not be a good business. Paulo was like gingering Oga, let's try it. And later on, when he left Oga, he joined those guys, and he didn't know that they are actually bad guys that are into, I think they're into, is it smuggling or so, into shady business. So, and it requires him paying. I think he borrowed money from them or something like that. So it requires him paying, and those kind of people, if you can't pay, they'll take your life.
Yeah,
and that was what happened.
Ended his life. But I feel there's bullying in that aspect, because Paulo had to bully Afamefuna to pay his debts. So now, if you're going to bully someone, you should not bully someone for what you did. And I don't know why Afamefuna obliged to pay, probably because of the blackmail. He blackmailed him with the fact that, okay, the child is not yours, the child is mine. But then if you're going to tell the world, please go ahead and tell the world. It doesn't follow my business.
Actually ashamed of that kind of thing, but it will get to a point. I won't give a damn about it.
You're releasing millions every single month, and yet it will keep coming back, still to threaten you. If I don't mean the threat is not there, it's still like, come, oh bro, can you please help me? But then you come if you don't pay that money. Come on.
Well, Afamefuna, the one boy story. Another character I love most, and I love, is Segun Arinze. It's an Hausa person that understands Yoruba and Igbo. No. Segun is another veteran.
Yes, he is.
I was shocked when I heard the Hausa. I didn't know he could speak. Yes, I knew Segun Arinze is Yoruba, mixed Yoruba and Igbo. So, but the Igbo is clean, sparkling clean. The Hausa, the same thing. It's just, I don't know. I also wish to be like that, to learn sincerely Hausa language. Hausa language is kind of difficult to learn.
It's not difficult. It depends. Depends on if you're in that area. I feel.
And you feel you.
I was
you are
learning at some
interested.
point in time because I was in that environment. But if you listen, it's just the same. I think it's the same way with Igbo. I think Igbo is way difficult than Hausa
Really?
for me.
Some people have said that, but
Because I've written down several times for Igbo, and I can only
No, the
say
thing is-
"Achomireri" because I'm hungry. I love food.
no. The thing is, one thing about Igbo is if you don't find people you speak it with.
Okay.
I never used to speak the way I speak now until I found myself in my place. I think the only thing I can't really pick is the proverbs and all that. Bloody hard parts. But anyways, we keep moving. We keep moving. We keep moving. And language is sweet. Language is very interesting.
Yeah, very,
We should urge our children to learn daily.
very important.
Very, very important. Not that my mom will say that I'm from so place.
Everyone is speaking English, too much English now. So we need to be able to speak our very own language.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think this is what we call it a day on Afamefuna, the Nwa boy story. Well, for those who have been following us, who have been supporting us, thank you so much. So keep on subscribing, keep on sharing these videos, and as you keep on supporting us, we'll continue, dishing out more content, reviewing more movies, reviewing more music and contents. But we have other content as well that we'll be bringing to your viewing pleasure. So subscribe, like, share. Biku, we are begging. I know yoga, I'm bebe. Biku, what's the outside again? Okay. I wanted to say in a sonka before I say something else. All right, thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of Tapes and Reels. Thank you so much on Money Vibes for
Thank
coming.
you so much for having me.
Okpa, the Black Diamond. All right.